check. Hey everyone. We have some news that we want to talk about today. Let me sit properly because I'm gonna talk for a while. Wait, I'm trying to turn this off. Okay. Okay. Today we're talking about the coup d'etat that just happened in Guinea-Bissau. Actually, yesterday, not today. But first, I need to know if I am live. Am I? If anybody's online, please say hello. Oh, yay! Hi, Charmin. Great. Hi, Dabo. Hi, Guinevere. It's so tiny, like the comment section. Sorry, so I can't see very well. Hello, Jupiter. Okay, good. Can you hear me, guys? Just tell me if you can hear me or not, and then we can start. Yes. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk. I've been meaning and wanting to talk about this since yesterday. And I thought, why not go live and talk about it instead of saying I'll talk about it next week or something like that. So I am here. Hi, Naomi. Thank you for being here. Hi, Lipo. Okay, good. Great. Awesome. Let's start. So yesterday I was scrolling on the internet and then I saw another coup in an African country and I was shocked. I'm like, again, where? So apparently it was in Guinea-Bissau and they successfully deposed the incumbent president. I want to say his full name, President Umaro Sisoko Imbalo. So that was the president, and he was removed. He was overthrown by the military officers. They took over, and today, this is actually a developing story. It just happened today. Um, the general that led this coup has been sworn in as a transitional president of Guinea-Bissau. His name is General Horta. Now, you guys are thinking, oh, another coup. We've talked about so many coups thus far, right? That is true. And for a second, I thought, ooh, maybe this is like a great thing, right? Because we've seen some good examples like Captain Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, right? So I am busy talking to people saying, like, oh my God, there's a coup. So how do you feel about it? And the people of Guinea Bissau are saying, the people on the ground are saying that they believe this coup was fake. Fake in a sense where the president, the sitting president that was overthrown, came up with it behind the scenes in order to take away their votes. Because on November 23rd, there was an election in Guinea Bissau. And during that election, it was between the president and the opposition. I don't want to get his name wrong again. The opposition is Fernando Diaz. It was between them. And a lot of people voted for Diaz because they wanted him, right, in office. So the election results was supposed to be announced either yesterday or today. So conveniently, this coup happened, and now the military officer did not only detain the sitting president, they also detained the opposition, Diaz, and the person that was endorsing Diaz, the opposition leader, a former politician. So people were saying this is actually tricky. I don't think we buy it. And people on the ground are also saying that they suspect this was concocted by the president. And uh, you might find this quite interesting. When the president was overthrown, the first interview he gave, or the first phone call he had, was with a French media outlet. And he said, and I quote, I have been deposed, end quote. So a lot of questions people are, raising, valid questions. And another thing to point out, the coup leader and now the transitional president, General Horta, and the president that was just overthrown, Sisoko Imbalo, were pretty close. So that's also raising a huge question mark. But as I said earlier, I was on a live stream on the African Diaspora News channel. I We have seen, just because they're friends or cool doesn't mean that he won't backstab him. That can be the only reason we're saying this coup seems a little bit suspicious. But we've seen how leaders get betrayed by their own best friends, by their own colleagues. So it won't be surprising if the general betrayed his friend, the president. And the general, by the way, was the chief of staff for the army. So yeah, that is what's been happening, just to update you. And also, the African Union and other countries condemned the coup, and they also requested for the president and those that are detained to be released. So, in a nutshell, that's what's been happening in Guinea Bissau. Um, Hi Lipo, hi Common Man. You said what's happening on the continent of Africa. I hear you. I hear you. But this coup might be slightly different from the other coups that we've been seeing, according to the people, allegedly. Common Man said only time will tell. I agree with you on that one, but it's important to raise it and to talk about it because I've seen a lot of Africans celebrating this coup, assuming that this coup comes from a really good place, just like others, like trying to remove a dictator or trying to change the people's and the country's circumstance. So I want us to also talk about the other side that the mainstream media will not be talking about. So that's why we're talking about it. Ahmed said, thank you. Jupiter said, that does sound really fishy, right? I agree. That's what I was saying. Really, really sounds fishy. And especially when you hear the people from Guinea-Bissau talk, they say, this stole our votes. I want to read for you one comment, okay? Just bear with me 1 second. I think I've saved it. Because it really stuck. Yes, so this is what they're saying. Um, the president, the guy that was just overthrown, Imbalo, staged a military coup against himself the day before the election results were supposed to be announced, and also arrested his main opposition, Fernando Diaz, and Domingos Sim. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sorry, Simoes. This isn't justice, it's just Imbalo playing games again. This is a person from Guinea-Bissau saying this, and he's saying that the reason why the coup happened is because the president wanted to shut or push out his opposition, the opposition that people probably wanted in office and voted for. So it's quite interesting what's happening. And also, I understand people will ask why Guinea-Bissau. Why would people care about Guinea-Bissau? Guinea-Bissau has natural resources, and some of the minerals here, the potential that they have is mineral deposits like bauxite, phosphate, mineral sands, and offshore oil and gas. And they are a population over like 2 million, and obviously there's a potential there, right? There's always a potential, but at the end of the day, as one commenter said, time will tell. We'll see what exactly is going to happen. It's very telling what this transitional president is going to do in the next few weeks, months. What exactly are going to be his first moves? Which countries is he going to visit outside of his country, within Africa, outside of Africa? Everything he does will tell on what exactly the school was about. Um, am I getting comments, or that does sound really fishy? I know, I agree. The bro said, this lady bleaching? Shame on. Are we talking about me, my brother, or my sister? Yeah, you said brother. I have never in my life have bleached, and I will never bleach. And why would you even say that? Where is that? Anyways, let's stay on topic, shall we? That's such an odd comment. Anywho, yeah, that's what's happening in Guinea-Bissau. I I have seen a lot of Africans celebrating it, and to be honest, if this is going to lead to a positive change, who would hate that? Like, okay, because as much as we don't want coups, and it's not the ideal thing, and that's not what the first go-to thing should be. If it happens and it's gonna bring change, I mean, you know. Someone else said your skin is glowing, don't mind though. I know. Thank you. I was even thinking I did a great job with my makeup. That's such a hater. Hello, pretty lady. Hello, the ninja. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on what's happening? Like, especially if you're from Guinea-Bissau, can you please comment down below? I really want to hear from you. What's really happening? What are the people saying? And by the way, the military has put on a curfew, I believe, 7 p.m. And so they're also kind of controlling. So let's see what's gonna happen. Um, K Dot said, hard to know what to think until we get more information. I would have to agree with you. I would have to agree with you. We'll have to see what unfolds in the next few weeks, months, and we get to decide. But it also, you see, the thing that really bothers me more than anything is that the people really wanted to hear the results of the election. The election happened on November 23rd, and the results were supposed to come out either yesterday or today, but the coup d'etat conveniently happened and they never heard the results. So people, I believe, mostly voted for the opposition. So they wanted to be heard, their votes to be heard. So the fact that they can never even know if these guys don't release it is what's bothering them as well. Yeah, so that makes it a little bit fishy. Um, your voice hypno. Oh my god. Men only. Let's focus on the conversation at hand, but thank you. Um, Dwayne said, I do agree with this. For some reason, this coup did not have the same energy as the ones in the Sahel. I hear you. And when you put things together, like the coup leader, now the transitional president was close with the president that was overthrown, and also someone brought a really great point. I need to read that for you exactly verbatim what they wrote. Yes, let me read this one. Caballo wrote, all indications suggest this is a fake coup orchestrated by incumbent President Umaro Sissoco Imbalo to arrest his opponents and consolidate power after clearly losing the elections. According to the RFI, the two main opposition figures, Fernando Diaz and Domingos, were also arrested. Why would a coup against a president arrest his opposition as well? I think that's a great point. After the coup, they not only detained the sitting president, but they also detained the opposition that during this election, most people believe would have won if the results came out. And secondly, the person that endorsed him, a former politician. So, yep. Let me see. Mm, mm, what your hands looked darker. That's why I wrote that. It's because when you put on makeup, they look different. I don't know. I don't have to show you. But this is my skin color, my friend. I'm not doing anything. But when you put on makeup, if you're a man, when you put on makeup, especially foundation, the color that you're applying. I know I don't have to explain. I don't owe you this, but just to clarify, when you put on makeup, especially your foundation color, if it's different, for example, it's winter or summer, if it's a sunny time, your color shade will be different. So when you put on makeup, it's going to look different, or the foundation looks different, unless you have different foundations for different occasions. And I don't put on foundation that much. It's only for filming, so no one's going to waste money on that. So I use what I have. But no, okay, see, same color. You're welcome. Anyways, yeah, I don't know why I'm entertaining it, but if it's a valid question, I wanted to answer. So, um, Crimson Jerome said, Wengel, best to hold back on some topics. Perhaps consider just reporting on events rather than giving analysis. When you lack insights, your black girl in Russia was outright stupid. What? Why was it? Why was this? Why would you say stupid? Like, let's first fix our the words we use for, when we're communicating. Okay, firstly. But secondly, thank you for your comment, Crimson, because I feel like you're Ethiopian, because I see Amharic after that. But Tarafe Machish. But no, I disagree with you. You know why I disagree with you? I believe there's enough propaganda in this world, and there's enough of one narrative. We are allowed to talk about different narratives as well. I understand you might disagree, let's say, with what the young girl was saying. If, in case some of you don't watch the video, this is before this live stream. So if once I finish this live stream, feel free to go ahead and watch my latest video. That was it latest? No, I think two videos before that. I think it's two videos before that. If I'm wrong, you'll just go to my page and see. So in that video, a young girl was sharing her experience. A young African girl that has lived, I don't remember how many years in Russia, and she's saying all these complaints that you guys talk about in other European countries, when they're telling you go back to your country, when they're what's called profiling you in supermarkets and other places, come to Russia. Let me show you. She even has videos of her walking around Russia and how people treat her, and how no one is discriminating against her. That's her experience. She has every right to talk about that. And I'm going to highlight that, because most of the times we only hear one narrative, we only hear one side. And I know there's a hate train when it comes to Russia, but maybe I'll do another video about, let's if we need to talk about in details who's hurt African countries more. Like literally Russia, when they were, was it, how many years ago was that? I don't want to say the wrong thing and now I'm misquoted, so I'll just make a video, separate video on it. What Look at all the evidence, like who has been again behind the scenes creating issues for Africans. Russia literally has supported when there was apartheid. They supported against it. They supported the political parties that were against it. They supported I believe in Namibia. There's so many countries to name right now. My brain is just freezing, but there's so many like instances that Russia even came through and helped African countries. I'm not saying they're saints. I've always said African countries should unite, and it's us that the focus should be on us with each other, like the intra-Africa trade. Like those are the things that we're talking about here. We're not here to defend any other country, but I'm not gonna board on the hate train against Russia. And if someone comes and gives a different perspective, I'll talk about it. That's my thing. I wouldn't call it stupid just because it's a different experience than maybe what you had when you went to Russia. Or your experience is valid, her experience is valid, and we've also seen how European countries and America is treating our people. Like I'm reporting day in day out how Australians are saying Australia for the white man, and we want these people to go back to Africa, wherever they come from. I'm talking about how in Ireland our people are getting discriminated against, and like literally afraid for their lives. They can't even go out just because they're black, just because they're African. We're talking about in the UK how they're having this protests and what are they called? This I forgot the name. The unions and the organizations they're coming up with the hating on our people, telling them to go back. I've even reported how a Ghanaian or a Nigerian man, his car was burnt down. Like there are so many stories that we've been talking about in Sweden, in so many countries, in European countries. So that's what the lady was saying. Look at how the others are treating you. But me, I'm so happy in Russia. So what? Like if we talk about it, I don't understand. Like, and I'll do what I want with my channel. I hope you're coming from like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you were saying this, peacefully, not to be a troll. So I don't want to assume that you're trying to be negative. But I will talk about what I want to talk about on my channel. And that's that. And, feel free. If you do not like it, you don't have to watch it. Okay? What else? I don't even know where I was. I have a lot of comments. Did it? I don't know if I lost your comments or where are you? I'm trying to find the last comment. Okay, I'm not sure. Sorry if I miss your comment. Comment man said it would be a great opening for the AES to open a way to the ocean which would be great for the Sahel. It would be great for the imports and exports to and from the Sahel. Interesting. I didn't think about that. Fair. Um, they are still using the colonizer's name. Yes, Guinea-Bissau was, I believe, colonized by Portugal. So yeah. Yes, La Thalassa. La Thalassa. Detaining the opposition seems really sus. That's what we're saying. Why are you detaining the opposition? You're when you military officers taking over, just arrest the, or not arrest, but depose the sitting president. Um, Dwayne agreed with you. Um, Enter the Ninja said Africa will be free and united soon. It may not look pretty, but it's happening. Amen to it happening. Um, the brothers back said, no problem. You are still nice and respectful with the reply, so I can respect that. Oh, I think the brothers back is the one that accused me of bleaching. Yeah, no, brother. I would never. Mm, Dwayne said strong. Wait, am I missing a comment? Ignore the weird comments. Says more about the commenters than it says about you. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Dwayne. Okay. La Thalassa said Russia being less racist would make sense given how the Soviet Union tried to be less racist. Though obviously Russia is not the Soviet Union. Yeah, but also just because a name was changed, or like there's different aspects, so it doesn't change that the same people were there. So I'm not saying Russians are not racist. Russians are angels. Russian, I like it. None of that. For me, my concern and all, like, this channel is all about Africans and African descendants, and Pan-Africanism is my goal. When I started this channel, that's all I care about. But if there's like an agenda against something, I feel the need to talk about it. You know what I mean? Especially when it has to do our people, and our people are in the diaspora as well. They're all over the world, scattered. So if our people are saying, me, my personal experience in this country is this, I'll talk about it. If someone said in Ireland, this is what happened to me, I will talk about it. Like, I see, how I see these things, even though it might not make sense to some people. The reason why I talk about these things is because I I interact with people on the ground, on the continent, that believe that the grass is greener on the other side. And I want to make sure that we know what we're getting ourselves into. And we also have to understand, if we don't stay and build our own continent, then who will? And the next generation will suffer just like us. Why? Let's change that. So when someone like in the diaspora is talking about an experience, I'm going to talk about it either good or bad, so that we can highlight the bad, can highlight for those that are trying by all means necessary to leave the continent, will make them second guess things, and the good will make them think, oh, wait a minute. I thought I heard it's so bad there. I thought you said Russia is this the boogeyman. So how come they treat me with human decency, but you, the one that is doing the accusing, don't treat me well, right? Um, so what else? Um, but yeah, hello, Engel and chat. Oh, hello, Randy. Oh, Randy, long time. Barukwar said ciao. User said, what food do you like? Okay, this is off topic, but just because you asked, I like injera bashiro. It's an Ethiopian cuisine. It's like chickpea. Um, it's I guess vegetarian food. Not because I'm vegetarian, but that's what I like. Um, K Dot said, "How are things going in Ethiopia?" It's looking nice aesthetically. It has its own challenges. There are some good news coming out of Ethiopia. Not so much, not not so good as well. Um, but we pray for our people. Um, Enter the Ninja said, I love the newly constructed Dam in Ethiopia. Yes, I love it too. And more than I love how it looks or how grand it is, I love that it's going to change a lot of people's lives. And that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing, because, the unfortunate truth is in Ethiopia, 30, not 30. More than 60 or 70% of the people don't have access to electricity, and that could change using this. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what it does for Ethiopia. Uh, Guinea coup won't allow it to join the AES. No, we don't know. We are yet to see. Like we're waiting to see what's gonna happen. Kedo said, very proud of the Ethiopian dam. You and me both. Hi, Noble Brown from San Francisco. Um, you're one of the best reporters, Dr. Stella. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I don't. Okay, thank you. I was gonna say, I try. I try to just talk about things just like a. I would, and I've said this before. When people, I see others and how like they're the way they talk, the way they do things, and I'm like, I like that. But for me, the way I want to do things is as if I'm talking to my friend. I've always wanted that when I started this channel. It's more so for like a community where it's like you're talking to your friend. And you heard about this news and like, girl, did you hear this? Like this happened. And then you discuss it and you learn something new. I'm always learning something new from the comment section, from the chat. And I'm hoping I'm getting some news or something that happened to you that maybe you haven't seen it somewhere else. So, I see it as like, something to talk about, and hopefully after brainstorming or chatting, something positive comes out of that, which is the betterment of our people. um Latala said, yeah, of course. I'm not sure. Yeah, of course. What were we talking about? The issue is the chats come afterwards. So after I blab and I talk, and then I look at it, I'm like, what were we talking about then? Randy said, you're all right. um Latala said, I agree with the way you talk about things most of the time, at least. Yes, Latala. And the thing is, we don't agree. We don't have to agree all the time. We don't have to agree with each other and each other's point all the time. Even with your family members, do you agree with everything? Like with your husband, with your kids, with your brothers, sisters, friends. If you're always agreeing about the same thing, someone is lying. Either I am lying or you are lying, because how do you agree on everything? So it's okay to disagree. We don't always have to agree, but we always have to remember what's the goal here. What are we all trying to do? And for me, I made it very clear. You have to, if you go to my description or my channel, you see it's about the unity of Africa. That's the focus. Whether we're talking about the good, the bad, I just want to create that environment. That's what I care the most about. um Doctor or Dremic said, is the president still in prison? Well, he's been detained. I'm not sure if he's in prison, but he's been detained. So I don't know if he's been detained in his house or he's been detained in prison, but he has been detained. um Menoli said, is Ethiopia a Christian country? Get confused every time. um I mean, I believe it's a majority Christian country, and the history, obviously, of course, Ethiopia being like the first and second. We always disagree on that with the Armenians. I believe it's Armenia, right? I think so. We both claim we're the first, but whether you look at it, whether you say first or second country in the world to accept Christianity as a country, Ethiopia was that country then, during King Ezana. So yeah, there's a little bit of history there for you. Mohammed said, honestly, I was in Russia in 2019 for 3 months, and my friend went right after me for almost 7 months. He left in December before the pandemic, and we both felt safe. We're both Africans. I mean, that's Mohammed's experience for you as well. This is what I mean, right? Um, Darnell says, I'm my Ethiopia. Yes, you are right. I am my Ethiopia. Congratulations. Ellen says congratulations. Ah, thank you, Ellen. K. Dot said, I know you have a connection with Kenya as well. Any updates on life in Kenya? Kenya is beautiful. I love Kenya. Kenyans, the people especially, they're like the best, the most awesome people. Menoli says, stay blessed. You too. The bulk said, hello. Hello, but you're just joining us, I'm assuming. Hopefully, you won't be mad because I'm about to leave. I just wanted to talk about this coup, but since you just joined, I think I want to give you a recap just for you, Bahak. We talked about the coup d'etat that just happened yesterday in Guinea-Bissau, and how the president was overthrown. President, I don't want to butcher his name, President Umaro Sisoko Embalo, and the coup leader has now been announced as the transitional president, General Horta, that is his name. And but word on the street is allegedly the coup leader and the president that was overthrown are working together behind the scenes, and people don't believe that this coup was real. That's the tea for you. So yeah, fam, stay blessed. And if you want this live streams, if you're interested on live streams, maybe I can come through and we talk about certain things when breaking news happens, instead of just me saving um, it for future. We can just talk about it, right? Yeah, let's plan for that. But for now, stay blessed. I'll see you on the next one. I believe I'm posting a video tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Bye.